Welcome back. How are you feeling today? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for being here. Now let's dive right into the book summary of Atomic Habits by James Clear. We're diving deep into a book that's been a game changer for millions, including yours truly. James is basically a habit guru. He spent years studying the science of habits, and in Atomic Habits, he breaks down this complex topic into simple, actionable steps anyone can follow. This isn't just another self-help book filled with fluffy promises. James backs up everything with solid research and real-life examples, making it super relatable and practical. He shows us how tiny changes, those little habits we often overlook, can snowball into remarkable results over time. Think about it. How often do we get overwhelmed by the thought of making massive changes? We set huge goals only to give up a few weeks later because it all feels too daunting. James Clear gets that. He introduces us to the power of atomic habits, small, incremental changes that might seem insignificant at first but are the secret sauce to lasting transformation. It's like the compound effect in action, where small, consistent efforts compound over time, leading to remarkable outcomes. Imagine you want to get in shape. Instead of trying to run a marathon on day one, you start by walking for 15 minutes each day. Sounds doable, right? As you build consistency, you gradually increase the distance or intensity. Before you know it, you're running miles without breaking a sweat. That's the beauty of atomic habits. They're not about overnight success. They're about building a system for sustainable growth. James Clear provides a clear framework to help us design and implement these habits into our lives, making self-improvement feel less like a chore and more like an exciting adventure. Whether you're looking to boost productivity, improve relationships, get healthier, or simply become a better version of yourself, Atomic Habits is your go-to guide. Get ready to unlock your full potential, because this is where your journey to a better you begins. We often overestimate what we can achieve in a short period and underestimate what we can do over the long haul. This is where the magic of Atomic Habits truly shines. James Clear emphasizes focusing on tiny 1% improvements each day. Think of it like investing in the stock market. You wouldn't expect to get rich overnight, would you? No, you patiently invest small amounts consistently. These 1% improvements might seem insignificant initially, like drinking an extra glass of water each day or reading for 10 minutes before bed. But don't be fooled by their size. These small actions, when repeated consistently, create a ripple effect that transforms your life in profound ways. Now here's where it gets really interesting. James Clear argues that true behavior change is about changing your identity. Decide who you want to be and prove it through small wins. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Think about that for a second. Identify as a writer, make time for writing daily. Each small action is like laying a brick in your new identity. Over time, you start to embody that identity more fully. No discussion about building good habits would be complete without addressing the elephant in the room: breaking bad ones. We all have those pesky habits we'd like to kick to the curb, whether it's procrastination, mindless snacking, or hitting the snooze button one too many times. The principles of Atomic Habits apply here too, just in reverse. Instead of making those bad habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, we want to make them invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Let's say you want to break the habit of scrolling through social media before bed. First, make it invisible by removing those tempting apps from your home screen. Then, make it unattractive by reminding yourself of how it disrupts your sleep. Let's dive into the heart of James Clear's system for building lasting habits, the 4 laws of behavior change. Think of these laws as your trusty roadmap to understanding how habits form and how to leverage that knowledge to create positive change in your life. First up, we have the cue. This is the initial trigger that sets the habit in motion. It's the little nudge from your environment or your internal state that signals it's time for the habit to kick in. Imagine you're trying to build a habit of drinking more water. your cue could be as simple as placing a full glass of water on your nightstand before bed. Now, a cue alone isn't enough to make a habit stick. It needs fuel, a driving force to propel you into action. That's where the second law, craving, comes in. Cravings are the motivational force behind every habit. They're the desires, the feelings, and the emotions that make you to perform the habit. Think about your morning coffee. The cue might be the aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafting from the kitchen. But it's the craving for that warm, comforting feeling, that delicious caffeine boost, that gets you out of bed and reaching for a mug. To make a habit stick, you need to link it to a positive craving. The third law, response, is the actual habit itself, the action you take in response to the cue and the craving. It can be a physical action, a thought, or even an emotion. It's the moment of truth when the rubber meets the road. We often set ourselves up for failure by making our habits too difficult, too time-consuming, or too inconvenient. Remember, we're going for small wins here, especially in the beginning. Instead of trying to write a whole chapter of your novel every day, start with a page or even a paragraph. Make it easy on yourself to show up consistently. Last but definitely not least, we have the reward. This is the satisfying feeling you get after performing the habit. It's the dopamine hit, the sense of accomplishment, the positive reinforcement that tells your brain, hey, that felt good, let's do it again. Rewards are crucial because they create a feedback loop that strengthens the habit over time. Think about it. You're more likely to repeat behaviors that make you feel good, right? There you have it. The 4 laws of behavior: change, cue, craving, response, and reward. These laws work together in harmony like a well-oiled machine to create and sustain habits, both good and bad. By understanding how these laws operate, you can start to consciously design your environment and your habits to work for you, not against you. Building lasting habits is a journey, not a destination. It's about making small, incremental changes over time, celebrating your wins and learning from your setbacks. One of the most relatable struggles James Clear tackles in Atomic Habits is procrastination. We've all been there, facing a deadline, feeling the weight of unfinished tasks, yet lost in social media. Clear shares a story of Sarah, a college student battling chronic procrastination. Overwhelmed by assignments, Sarah started projects last minute, sacrificing sleep. She felt trapped in her unproductive cycle. Enter the power of Atomic Habits. Sarah applied the 4 laws of behavior change. She identified her cues, sitting down to study. She implemented a rule: spend 5 minutes focused once at her desk. Our health reflects our habits. Small choices lead to vibrant well-being or decline. James Clear shares inspiring stories of health transformations. Michael, a sugar addict, struggled with weight and energy. Overhauling his diet felt overwhelming. He replaced his afternoon soda with water. This small change sparked positive transformations. Building better habits often starts with individual effort, but our environment and the people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact. We are social creatures, influenced by our tribes. Imagine trying to quit smoking, surrounded by smokers. Quitting becomes harder with constant triggers. This is where community power comes in. A supportive network provides encouragement and accountability. Your success story is waiting to be written, one atomic habit at a time. The principles in this book provide a clear roadmap to a healthier, sharper, more fulfilling life. Embrace 1% improvements. Small actions compound over time, leading to remarkable results. One of the biggest takeaways from Atomic Habits is the importance of celebrating small wins. As humans, we're wired to focus on the negative, the things we haven't yet accomplished. But this negativity bias can be incredibly demotivating, especially when it comes to building lasting habits. James Clear encourages us to shift our perspective and embrace the power of positive reinforcement. Each small win, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is a step in the right direction. Don't let these victories pass unnoticed. Acknowledge them, savor them, and let them fuel your motivation to keep going. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to building better habits. What works for one may not work for another, and that's okay. Atomic Habits provides a framework, but you must tailor it to your unique personality and goals. Think of yourself as a scientist conducting an experiment. Test different cues, experiment with rewards, and adjust your approach. The key is to find what works best for you and create a sustainable system. Maybe you thrive on accountability or visual cues. The possibilities are endless. Embrace self-discovery and create a system that empowers you. Building lasting change is a journey, not a destination. It's about making small improvements, celebrating wins, learning from setbacks, and being kind to ourselves. Shift focus from changing behaviors to transforming identity. Ask, who do I want to become? Align actions with that vision. Each habit and choice brings us closer. Change is a process, not an event. Embrace the journey with patience and self-compassion. The ripple effect of positive change extends far beyond our own lives. When we build better habits, we inspire those around us. Our families, friends, and colleagues witness our transformations. Imagine the impact if we all commit to small, positive changes. Healthier habits, kindness, and compassion can prevail. It starts with each conscious choice we make. Success is the product of daily habits. Let's embrace atomic habits for the collective good. Create a ripple effect of positive change, one habit at a time.